Welcome to Ahili's talk show. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
To see what is right and not do it is lack of courage. Say something, somebody.
My name is Williams. To see what is right and not do it is lack of courage. It means the ability to summon courage and boldness to do the right thing. Thank you.
I am Ali Alimat. To see what is right and not do it is lack of courage. It's the art of seeing something happening and not taking the proper steps in achieving it.
My name is Esther. To see what is right and not do it is lack of courage. Saying, you see something right, you know what to do, but you don't have the audacity or the boldness to take the right step to do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your response to that teaser. To see what is right and not do it is lack of courage. To me, this is all encompassing. We all know what is wrong and what is right at any given time because we are mature people. So it could be in giving helping hands to your neighbor. You know, if you help your neighbor lift up this object, it will lighter. But you just give a close eye to it. It could also be that in your family, for instance, where there's always commotion in the family, problem within husband and wife, and your parents, you saw your parents fighting. I've had a lady told me one-on-one, say, they're used to that. So I just walk away. Once I see them like that, I just walk away. But that is wrong. You may be walking away one day and now your father will kill your mother. But how do you help out? By coming in, mommy, please stop this, stop this. And after this own thing, you talk to your mom privately, you talk to your dad privately, because you're already growing up. What are people teaching me? I don't want to be like this when I grow up. I don't want to experience this. Because I have a case where a 16-year-old boy now testified against the father in the court. That when my father would tell me that it was just to correct my mom and he'll be hitting. But that landed the father now to, life imprisonment. I don't want to mention the name, but that's the story. But if that young man has said that this is wrong, we may be able to save the mom. Today now, he's motherless. So to see what is right and not do it, it's lack of courage. You must summon courage to speak out. You must summon courage to help your fellow human beings. You must summon courage to do exactly what you know is good. Allowing empathy to take place. If I were in this position, I also want somebody to help me out of it. So you need to really do something. Say, youth growing up, don't just be me, I alone. Because that's what we see now with you, Gen Z. Please care for other people as well. And that in that way, you are doing the right thing. That is my opinion as Ahili's. Thank you. Oftentimes, young people land themselves in serious mess or trouble because of their behavioral pattern. Therefore, the topic for discussion today is navigating contemporary frivolities among youth. The guests will introduce shortly after this break. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, the topic again is navigating contemporary frivolities among the youth. And with me in the studio is a minister of God. Let's make welcome Nneka Ike Okafor.
Vivid View. Say and do it.
Before discussion proper, please follow us on social media handles are displayed on the screen. Pastor Okafor, you're welcome again.
Thank you, ma. Thank you for having me.
All right. So please, brief introduction, definition, and perspective on the subject matter.
Okay, so the subject matter, navigating these present-day frivolities, is a very interesting topic, and it calls for very great attention. We all know the times we are living in, the Gen Z age. Before we used to call it IT, information technology age. Now we have surpassed that. We have gone so far. We don't even know the word to use again, if it's AI age or whatever. So it results to oftentimes a lot of frivolities amongst the youths. we are addressing the youths because if you can catch them at that stage, I think it will do us a lot of favor. Not that it's only the youths that are involved in this, but the mass majority of them, are more likely to be prone to these frivolities. So discussing it today is to throw light on what are these frivolities and what can we do to navigate from these frivolities. I can give examples of frivolities. Actually can also be seen as careless living. I think that's the most practical way for me to put it.
Defining it, yes.
Living carelessly. So whatever anybody can think, that portrays carelessness is frivolity. Yeah. But I can actually buttress on this by giving some practical examples. When you are talking about frivolities, you're talking about things like abuse of drugs, abuses of alcohol. Do I say abusive use of social media? I don't know whether that's
it's also correct,
right.
Of it, yes.
Because social media has a lot of benefits, but now the other side of it is terrible. And things like
disobedient to parents,
a lot of things. No, even indecent dressing, not being obedient to parents, shunning education. Now there are states that have made at least the secondary school, I'm aware, to be free. But you still see some young people that they don't want to go to school. We get money quick syndrome is also a frivolity for me. So all this internet fraud, internet scam, a lot of activities around this, not being responsible, disrespectful, and all of that. Are all the frivolities we are talking about. So these are many more, are part of what is very, very prevalent in the lives of so many of our youths. And we believe that God will help us to overcome it, at least to the barest minimum. I know that with God, all things are possible.
All right, thank you so much. When you are mentioning part of the examples of frivolities, you also talk about education. Because some of the youth might believe that the education is a scam.
Yeah.
But it's not true. Don't just deceive yourself without education is a scam. It's not true. Without education, you can't go far. Without education, you're locked up in a box. But when you have education, you can fly. You can go to countries and discuss. Have business partners all over the world because of education. You cannot have business partners all over the world when you only know how to speak Yoruba or know how to speak Igbo or know how to speak Hausa. Why are you going to tell Igbo man? So you can see where education comes in now. So these are part of the lack of care to one another. It's part of frivolities. Now it doesn't concern. Now that's your own. You treat your neighbor as if it's less human being. These are things that we are about to address here. All right, we'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll still continue with our discussion. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. We are still discussing navigating contemporary frivolities among the youth. To what extent can contemporary frivolities behavior among youths be effectively addressed?
Something like this kind of a platform that Ehilis, has. If so many people, if so many hands will be on desk addressing the problems of youth, like Vivid View, I think it's the methodology she's using is very good. Yeah. Yes, because it's education in its own way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's education.
It's like a classroom.
Yeah. And if we can have this kind of programs in different churches, in mosque, if all religions can have segments where they can be addressing the youth, it will be wonderful. If we can have programs like moral values in schools, I mean, all this can form part of addressing the youth. We don't even want to talk about the home front, which is the primary point of socialization.
Because charity begins
at home. I don't know if we know the heaviness, the level of work that God has put in the families. God has given parents this responsibility. So it has to start from the home to address this. Parents out there listening to this program, I'm sure it's not only you that connect to this program.
No.
We should know that we don't have to get tired. We should know that this is work. This is an assignment given by God. And, all these parties coming together to get focus on youth will be a very effective way to address these frivolities amongst youths.
All right, thank you so much. What potential risk and long-term consequences arise if such behaviors remain unaddressed or unchecked?
Wow.
Potential risk now.
Yeah. If we are to sit down and begin to dive so deep, in addressing this, the program may not contain it, because it's large. The risk that we follow not addressing this is quite enormous.
Yeah.
We know that a child, for instance, that is involved in abuse of alcohol or abuse of drug, we know where it lands the person. By losing such a child, the society is losing a lot already. And a child that is involved in illicit sex and illegal cohabitation, because these are the things that they don't see at any sin anymore.
Yes,
people don't see anything wrong with sitting together and having children. They call it baby mama, baby papa.
Without proper marriage.
Without proper marrying is a very dysfunctional thing to do, because any dysfunctional home, for me, will not give a very functional child. I'm not saying that you don't see some children that are being given birth to like that come out well. That's not what I'm saying, but we are talking about the major effect and then the greater percentage. What does it sum up to? When you see so many children that are being given birth to out of illegal cohabitation, you know what it means. So you are giving birth to dysfunctional society.
Exactly.
That's where I'm going to. I'm saying if these things are not controlled, the effect in future. And then when we are having dysfunctional society, we know what it means. We are going to have a society where there will be no norms. You look around, no checks and balances, and there will be anarchy, God forbid. So we are believing God that these youths, they will be able to listen, and when they are being tutored, and that they will be able to do something. The slogan here is say and do it. They will be able to do it. That doing is very important, so that we don't get to the point where we lose a meaningful generation. I don't know what it will become like.
So you have really mentioned it, actually. So a lot of risk. Some people will start doing something. In fact, when you see some of them that are into these drugs particularly, they're almost like mad people.
Some people are going crazy on the road,
yes. Even when the one I watched yesterday, a young man that took, is it Colos or whatever they call it? He jumped into gutter and was rolling himself into gutter. You know how dirty it is. People gather and say, oh, this is work of Colos and drugs. So it is so bad. I'm sure before they were able to calm that boy down, he must have injured himself very well. The parents will also be, what kind of thing is this? The parents will always panic, definitely. Some may not even have money to go for rehab centers. Some go to rehab center and say when they come out, they be, in fact, so a lot of risk. It will hinder your education. If you're supposed to be, if you were in university to do 4-year program, before you think of coming out of it, you begin again because of what you use your hand to give to yourself. So a lot of, and then the ultimate is death. We have seen young people that die out of drugs, whether as a musician, whether as a Nollywood artist, footballers. We have seen them that die because of drugs. So it is not really good. We must have a kind of check and balance in whatever we do to ourselves, and also think of another person around us. That's what we are saying here. Then again, what preventive measures can be implemented for youths who have not adopted such behaviors to resist engaging in temporary frivolities? That is those who have not been, I know, they say bad friends, you strike good one.
Peer pressure.
Yes. So what prevent measure?
The preventive measures are still what I've mentioned before, but maybe we now be more strategic because these ones are just coming up, you know. So we have to be so hard. Parents, we have to be so hard on these upcoming children. At times, they will even intimidate you. They will not want you to do what you're meant to do. I know how children behave, but we have to be so hard on them. And we have to pray. I'm a preacher of the gospel. Honestly, prayers will go a long way to pray for these children. We don't take it as a project, though. But it has to be a project, prayer project. I know what I'm saying. I've talked to some women, even me, before I realized that praying fervently, the way I pray for other things, for my children, is actually an assignment. We need to pray for them. There's nothing God cannot do. And then we keep talking. We too, when we are asked to come to a place where we should learn, even as the givers, as the caregivers, as parents, we need to go, because many a times it's what you have that you will give.
Exactly.
It's what you have that you give. Some parents will think, what are they doing there? I'm not interested. But you are not giving anything because you don't know anything. And I think the children we should start on time to teach them about self discovery. Yeah, because at times why these children behave like that is when they have identity crisis. So, Elise, I want to tell you the truth. If a child understands who he is, you know, that is not just an accident, that he's very important in the scheme of things, that's the way the child will understand it. That child will not want to ruin him or herself.
And then he needs to contribute positively to the society.
So teaching children self-discovery, or young people self-discovery, how to discover what they are good at. Before we talk about purpose discovery, purpose discovery is actually very deep, you know. So these are the things that we should also begin to teach them, and then back on to curtail this young one not embracing these prevalent frivolities.
You know, what I also add before we take a break now is that, you know, young people, they like to emulate, they like to copy.
Yes.
You know, some of these are musicians, they will probably call their head this way, club somewhere, red look. The one that's not even anything, you're not a musician, you're not a footballer, he will just copy and be showing like that. So that's what we are saying now. So you look at it properly. Why will you dress like A? Are you doing what A is doing? There's no need. So be yourself.
Yes.
So don't also allow those who are so in depth with what we're discussing now cajole you to start doing it. Because sometimes they just text a little text, take this one, and you go just this sound, you go there, okay, and then foolishly you go and test the cigarette. Your brain may not be the same, the way he may be himself are doing it, and it's okay. So that's what we're saying now. So such people, do not allow such people to cajole you to do what they are doing. Even if you're your parents. For me, I would say keep an arm's length from such people. Not really declaring them as your enemy. Keep an arm's length and see how you can talk to them. That what they are doing is dangerous to their own health as well. You know, because if anything happens, he's himself to suffer, not even you watching. So don't just make friends quickly with some people you know that will not give you the right thing that we just mentioned. So that is where the aspect I'm coming from. We'll take a break now. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. We are still discussing navigating contemporary frivolities among the youth. There must be individual and societal benefits of abstaining from such detrimental behaviors. Can you just give us a few of them?
There is dignity in labor.
Yeah.
I will answer, I will discuss what you're talking about, but I want to connect it in a way. It's not that easy for you to start telling people, oh, don't come to social media, you're giving and be doing this, you're giving these children bad examples. People have their lives to live. But it is we that we tell our youth, stop copying everything you see on social media.
Exactly.
You see, you've said it now, and I'm still saying it, because that is how it is in my heart. All this gets money quick syndrome. Healis is a serious issue.
Yes,
because those are the things we see on social media. There's a young lady, I won't call name. We know how her marriage is being today. You know, people are even seeing it that, oh, this girl has been on drugs. She got married quite very early, little girl, you know, because of money and a lot of things. You don't keep copying. I was telling my children, oh, this money. Now, especially young girls. They don't want to talk about anything. They say, I won't marry somebody who is not rich. Who is nobody is telling you to marry a poor person, but there must be an honorable way to move. There is one guy, I read his story and I was touched. Benedict. He is the best graduating student in Unilag, this last graduate in University of Lagos. His name is Benedict, one Igbo boy like that. You people need to go and Google him and study him. This guy saw himself through in school. He became the best graduating student. Do you know what it means?
He was focused.
Very focused. And he was telling how he was able to make it. He said immediately the school is starting, when others are playing, is when he starts reading his books. He reads ahead of the lecturers. And then, do you know, he had a side business. He said he didn't have money to go and learn it. He learned it on social media, something on Microsoft, something on, and he trained himself on that. He was using it to feed himself, pay his school fees and everything. And he came out as the best student in University of Lagos. So when I ran into that, I was telling my children, come and see, this is somebody who is from a poor home.
Who didn't have sponsors. Nobody to sponsor him. He sponsored himself yet. He remained focused.
And he's a young person. So what can you learn from that? There are so many other examples. So the implication, what it is going to make you, the result of shunning frivolities is much. Your health will be there for you and God. Because somebody might say, what about people that are very, very responsible and some bad things happen to them? Bad things can happen to a good person.
Of course.
So don't talk about that. Do the one you know that is the right thing for you to do. Your health will be there for you. You marry the right way somebody's married. Your husband will honor you. You are raising family the way marriage should be raised.
Your wife respects you.
Your wife respects you.
As a man, because both sides.
Yeah. You don't go to jail because you're living a responsible life. You are not doing anything illegal. All this going to jail unnecessarily because somebody, is involved in one thing or the other.
Exactly.
So there's so much to talk about on that, but it's all gain, it's all profits. That's what I can say.
That's good. It's all gain and it's all profit.